late coach Amadou Shuaibu did his best to make sure Super Saiyan Eagles of Nigeria did well in that particular sport, and right now they will be coming back after the disbandment in 2019. We'll be having Super Saiyan Eagles again as the Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations will be coming up. The draw will be coming up on Friday, and we are going to be having our own team. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. That will be the first story we'll be looking at, for the fact that the Super Saiyan Eagles, the team that made so much joy for Nigeria, at least they are coming back, and we are going to be witnessing the return of this particular set of Nigerian players who plays on the beach. The world of soccer is always their own, because they really did well for Nigeria at that time. But right now they are coming back as Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations return via the draw be coming up on Friday. To let you know that Mahmoud Adejia is the president. Well, when it comes to African beach soccer, well, he will be at least doing everything possible to make sure Super Saiyan Eagles, alongside the entire squad that will be playing that competition, to do well. We have about 14 countries that will be jostling for honor in the Beach Soccer Nations Cup, and hopefully they will do well. Joining me this evening is Ikena Okonkwo. Good to have you, Ikena.
Thank you once again.
Now, I just roll out that Beach Soccer story, and we have to appreciate the fact that even though for a while now they've been out of playing for Nigeria, but we are going to be having them back now. Talking about the Super Saiyan Eagles, late coach Amadou Shuaibu made them so popular then because he was able to instill discipline and good performance into that squad. They were able to do well. A lot of them did well, like the likes of Abu Aziz. They all did well. Not forgetting Ibenebu, the one they call Mosquito, who was among those players. They all did well. But now we are getting, at least we're having them back. After all, the draw will be coming up on Friday.
Well, it's another quick fire movement of our football people. It's unfortunate. You see, what happens with the beach soccer is opposite of what happens with beach volleyball. Beach volleyball, all of these sports are played on
the beach.
On the beach, on the sand. It's a sand game, which of course will spread across the country. There is no reason why our football will not develop that aspect, because it's also about harnessing talent. It's not when there is a tournament coming up or the draws around the corner you start making a move. If they don't want to even do it, it's not better they even
forget about it.
Pack it up entirely. So let's know that they have.
So why did we wait from 2019 to 2022 now that we are starting the team again? What caused the
like I said, unlike what's happening in beach volleyball. Beach volleyball has been on. They have always been playing. In fact, some of our players in that regard, they are even been, sometimes, or some of them have been taken by some club, because outside there are clubs for beach soccer, beach volleyball.
Yes.
So those in the beach volleyball are flourishing, because clubs outside Nigeria are even getting them, just like it happens in regular volleyball play or football play. So you could imagine that our football people that even have more resources to waste, so to say, will not waste it properly. You understand? So
they will not waste it properly.
So when they put together, the usual thing is they will go and gather those that have been played, those that have been up to 40 years or whatever. The old people, they won't want to do the work of having to do a grassroots screening and all to get new guys. Over the year, like you said, what happened last year, 2021, last 2 years. I mean, there should have been something going on the background. There have been several calls in this country for a beach soccer league, just like happens with the regular football league. And we can do it because most of the states, we are blessed with natural things, including sand. Lagos, KB, Anambra, everywhere there are beaches. There are, ordinary sand, ordinary, even if it's not directly close to a beach.
You can pick it up.
There are many sands all over the place that you can put together and play this. So why not? These are things that, we need to put in perspective, the right things to be done, and then get these things running seamlessly. Because our youth I mean, young people who need to be engaged, they are roaming about the streets. You're talking about employment. Most youth what they need is engagement, whether graduate or non-graduate, they need engagement. If you engage a youth in sports, you have found out that you have solved the youth problem by more than 50%. And because the person is already busy with it, he trains in the morning, trains in the evening. I mean, what else do you want him to do? He'll move on with it. He's probably into a club that will be paying him, even if it's not a salary, it could be much allowance or something.
At least he will be sustaining
You
himself
understand
there.
what I'm saying? A person will think less or not even think at all
And
about
not going to any social vices.
You understand? So it's something very deplorable to think about. Not talk of that, it's happening already.
Hopefully we get it right now. Super San Eagle is coming, and we hope that they will get better fixtures there and also perform. It's been a while we've had them, but now they are coming back. After the draws is done on Friday, we'll see where they belong in the groups, and hopefully they will be able to do well in this competition. Super San Eagles made so popular by late coach Amadou Shuaibu there. Now let's move away from Super San Eagles as we talk about the ladies who are right now preparing ahead of the AFCON. That is Women Africa Cup of Nations that will be coming up. And right now, NFF are saying, well, Super Falcons will perform better with hard work and team spirit. And I will add to it, if you give them that opportunity given to Super Eagles, that's when it needs to be done. Because really, attention has always been on Eagles every time. And if we can't give what we give to these guys, just give 30% to the ladies and also other sport, we will try, we really do so well when it comes to sport in Nigeria.
Exactly. They are perennial winners, of this competition that is coming up by, I think it's starting
next
by
month.
Next month. And, it's expected that they want to do more. They have won it 10 times.
9 times. They are going for the 10th, yes.
9 times?
Yes,
they are
going for the
10th.
10th, yes.
And one of their opponents, Bayana of South Africa, their government have fully funded them, promised them a lot, including making release of about Naira equivalent of 200-something million to the team.
And their eyes is on the fact that they want to make sure they beat Nigeria.
They want to do this, including, their counterparts in Cameroon. These are the Cameroon, South Africa right now, are the two powerhouses. I mean, there are two countries that are trying to emulate Nigeria.
And including Ghana too.
Ghana to an extent.
Equatorial Guinea, you can pick those countries. They're really growing.
Yeah, but those that are following, our women here closely are the Cameroonians and
South
Africans. So they want to emulate what Super Falcons have done over the years. They feel like these people should not continue dominating. So the government of South Africa particularly, they have pumped the spirit of, the Bayana girls. They have told them, go and get this cup. Pull it off the feet of the Super Falcons, come back, I will give you some things that you never imagined. Apart from the money they have given them fully for all of the things they need for the competition.
And the fact that the Super Falcons also, they want to play well, win the competition as in defend it, and also do well as they go to the World Cup. Because at least if they're able to scoop it, and the main thing is that World Cup, breaking that record of quarterfinals and maybe probably get to semi-final this time around. Who knows? They can even get to the final if everything goes well. Like I said, if you can give the attention we're giving to the guys, 30% of it to these ladies, talking about money, talking about whatever it is, everything put together that we give to the guys, give it to these ladies, expect the best. Because if they've won it 9 times and what they get compared to what the guys get, and they've been able to fight, they fought for 9 times and they won it, that shows that if they can get such support in so many spheres, they will do better.
Yeah, even going far. Without the support, they have done more than the guys.
Yeah, seriously. They've tripled what the guys have won.
I mean, you just said it. The guys have just managed to win
3 times.
This in 3 times. And the game of football for the guys has started much earlier than the girls. Theirs just started, was it not 91?
In 1991.
You understand? But the guys have been battling this since 80s.
80s? You didn't even mention 60s,
I mean, 70s and all.
Yes.
I'm just saying,
generally,
time that we started getting with all of the things, from 80 down the line. But these ladies, I mean, within about 2 decades,
They've been able to
They've been
achieve
able
so
to
much.
achieve so much that the guys couldn't achieve in over 40 decades. I mean, 4 decades. So,
Hopefully, we'll
Hopefully.
get it right, and hopefully Super Falcons will fly high at the AFCON and also do well at the World Cup. Now we move away from that particular story. Let's talk about a Nigerian, Victor Osimhen. Osimhen moved away from his former club Lille and joined Napoli, and that deal was being investigated by Italian police. And right now, Italian police quiz Napoli president, that's already all right, and 4 board of directors concerning that deal. Not that Osimhen was involved anyway, but it has to do with his deal because 4 players were also added to that deal, which they valued them at 20 million euros. Originally supposed to be actually valued for 450,000 euros. So how come? Who did this? Who did that? 4 players supposed to be valued for 450,000 euros was now sold, or valued rather, for 20 million euros. And you sold Osimhen using those 4 players plus cash to get Osimhen. Then what happened? Why did you lie that they are worth 20 million euros and actually they are worth 450,000 euros?
You know, the claim that they belong.
Seriously.
All of this investigation could be done, and of course, they are serious with, you know.
It has started for a while, and they've been digging, and now they have to make arrests, and I'm sure they will be talking.
Yeah, so it happens, these things, you know, could come to fore in that climb. But where we are,
No, don't mention that.
I
Let's
mean,
not go.
whoever, you know, search for that.
After the money has actually exchanged hands.
If at all. So, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I'm only concerned about our own Osimhen,
Okay.
who shouldn't be, whose career shouldn't be, you know, dragged to the mud because of this. Because as we talk right now, I mean, since yesterday, there are reports that even Newcastle that were interested in.
They've been they've been dragging feet.
They have actually pulled out, you know, getting a player from one Italian club like that. Is it French? No, French club, Reims. You know, so let it not be something that will affect his career.
Because everybody will be pulling back, looking at, oh, this is corruption.
Once an issue is hovering around the player, and you know the Europeans, the way they take their things, it looks like the person, everybody involved is, I mean, his or her hands
soiled.
You know, as soiled. So we hope and we pray that he doesn't, even if he remains with Napoli, let the psychological whatever balance not to be distorted, and then let him move on and, you know, with his football.
Hopefully, Osimhen's issue concerning that particular deal won't affect him, because as it is right now, the authorities are beginning to pick on the management of Napoli to talk about how they did that deal that has to do with Victor Osimhen. Well, just recently, not forgetting Samuel Eto'o, the president of Cameroonian Football Federation, he had to go to Spain to face issue of tax fraud, although he said that at that time his agent was the one that told him to do not to pay those money because he was actually moved to Hungary. Well, a lot of issues here and there. He was just a child at the age of 25, and that he will have to cover about £4.5 million this time around. Well, the money is there, but that dent can always be there because you lied that you paid those taxes rather. Now let's move away from that. I'll talk about Newcastle and Burnley. They've agreed a verbal agreement concerning Nick Pope. Nick Pope will be the goalkeeper for Burnley, and now Newcastle United are interested in signing the goalkeeper. Nick Pope, well, English goalkeeper right now, is coming home. He's coming to Newcastle. It's at St. James Park. If everything goes well, that deal will be struck between Burnley and Newcastle.
I think Newcastle, they are doing everything possible to stabilize. You know, after the millionaires actually
came to buy
over the club. They are doing everything possible to get players with experience, and then players that will give them advantage. You know, when you have English players in your club and your club is within England, there's this edge that you have. I don't understand anything more than that.
I understand.
So you have the edge, you know, from the officiating and all of that. You know, there'll be that sympathy, and then it will also help the club to achieve its dream. So the dream of Newcastle, as long as this season that is about to start in about a month plus time is concerned, theirs is to try to find their way within the top 4, or at least top 6, where they can play Europa worse conference. So they are doing everything possible to make sure it happens. they want to fortify every department of the game, from goalkeeping to the man on, the last man that will put in the goal.
For them.
It's expected going for this Englishman.
But the guy actually is a very good goalkeeper. If you watch him with Burnley, you know that he's been outstanding, and also for England. So maybe, at least, if he can move, now that the agreement has been...
If he was that good, why would Burnley relegate?
I know. What about the players? It wasn't his own...
He conceded a goal.
But the players too contributed to it. If they don't defend well, from the attack to the midfield to the defense, you have to open up. I've never seen that goalkeeper in the world that cannot be beaten if the remaining 10 players don't do the right thing, because the goalkeeper is the last man standing.
Yeah.
And in fact, it's just like you have less... The minutest thing to do, if by the time you are face-to-face with these players, what will you do?
Well,
you can only try.
I just hope that the psychology of what happened to his team, Burnley last season, do not
affect him in Newcastle.
Snowball into whatever will happen to him the coming season. Because, as a matter of fact, whatever it is, I think by statistics, he is the goalkeeper he was among the goalkeepers that conceded the most goals last season. Whatever reason he wants to give to anybody, So I know that probably they won't make him their first choice goalkeeper. I mean Newcastle, because of where they are going to. But being a young goalkeeper, he has some prospects, and it could only get better if he actually prefers to.
Hopefully, let's see what Nick Pope will be offering Newcastle United after that verbal agreement with Burnley. And now we talk about a club in London, talking about Arsenal. Arsenal already, they make it, well, it's a low bid for Rafinha. Well, from the way it is right now, Leeds United are saying we are valuing this player £50 million. And Arsenal, you know the way they price players with their style. They make an opening bid, but it's below what Leeds United actually want for this player. But what I still don't understand, you need this player, go for him. If they say the valuation is 15 million, at least get across, make sure you pass the average so that you can get this player. They've been pricing around. They've talked about Rafinha, they've talked about this player. Get one, at least.
Yeah, they need to get a player that will deliver for them, because, I mean, the manager is under pressure to perform. Yeah, he has been able to step up the club, or to an extent, in getting an Europa, which had eluded them in recent times, actually. So it's something that he needs to watch it. The guy, the times I watched him play for Leeds was outstanding. But is he an exceptional player? The answer is neither here nor there. So it's not a player you want to risk so much to buy, because one of the things that happens to clubs, especially to the technical groups, is that when they buy a particular player with so much money, they want to play him for almost all the games, because that money
they're spending.
You spend so much and you are expecting so much from him. So he needs to watch it. Talking about Arteta and those that are working with him, they need to watch it to see that they don't just go for a player, but they go for a player that will play in the pattern of their own football philosophy. And
looking at Arsenal, I know that, yes, they have pattern rather, for how to play their own football, and they want to get some player, but they just have to break that style. If you notice, the Arsene Wenger style, that economical way of buying player is still affecting Arsenal one way or the other, because when you price and leave, another club comes and they are ready to do business and they get these players, and before you know it, the same player that you wanted to buy will still come and haunt you tomorrow because you are actually lagging behind to make a move at the right time.
I wish they could have, sealed, though, Osimhen may be out of their reach because of course, you talked about money things but if they are able to get a player like Osimhen, who is always fighting, if Osimhen has, the good wingers that will always supply him, he will always deliver. He's a good player that you could be sure will give you some 60-70% performance on a good day.
That would be nice if Arsenal can just go for the player they want, the likes of Osimhen, Rafinha. They should just fork out the money and make sure they buy those players. Now we move away from there as we talk about another one that has to do with Borussia Dortmund. They are set to sign striker Sebastian Haller. Haller has been fantastic for Ajax, and now they want to get him as a replacement for the man that left. Talking about Erling Haaland, who joined Manchester City. 36 million euros is the amount that they are at least ready to actually cough out for this Cote d'Ivoire player, very fantastic player. So it would be nice if he can take over the big boot left behind by Erling Haaland.
Yeah, it's sure. The club is not a big spending club per se, but of course they have been giving Bayern Munich a run for their money, even though they have.
And they are very shrewd in business.
Exactly. So
very, very shrewd club.
So they go make sure they pick a ticket for Champions League. I mean, go make the money, and of course, so theirs is not necessarily to win the title. So they go for the players. They are not too costly, and then with time they will still sell him at a very high price, and of course recover their money and make some profit. So it's a good business thing.
Look at how I remember Mario Götze, Lewandowski, Aubameyang, now Erling Haaland. Exactly. You look at Borussia Dortmund, especially in fact the old German league, Bundesliga, seems to be like, okay, we breed these players, we make the money, and still you look at the debt deficit of German Bundesliga is far lower compared to Spanish La Liga or English Premier League. Yeah, they may not have that annoyance the way their EPL is being projected, but they know how to do business. Most of these clubs goes to Germany and France. You'll be surprised that when you check the market, the transfer market, you see that most of the transfers evolve around German league, French league, where they get the best of these players. Real Madrid were actually going for Mbappe, French league. Yeah. Eventually, they couldn't get it. They still went back for another one, Tchouaméni, the same French league from Monaco. Look at other clubs that are coming. They want to get those best of the best players in French league. Yeah. They go to German Bundesliga, they get the best of the best to get to come to their own league too. And you look, why is it always like that? Kind of. And people actually underrate those leagues.
Exactly. You know, it's the underrating of the league is a media thing, more or less. Not necessarily about the quality. Because, of course, though, apart from maybe Bayern Munich in Germany,
Borussia Dortmund,
Borussia to some extent, you begin to want to have Hoffenheim and all. You just begin to look at the kind of result they produce when they get to the the European level, like the Europa or the Champions League, now the Conference League. So it's all of these that add up for that rating of whether they are the better or the best or whatever, But when it comes to doing business, like you mentioned and you of course noted, they have a way of doing the business, in fact, even more than the French league. So they do the business, they get the players at a very young age, and then, I've seen talent or quality in the player. The player, continues to develop. At a time, this EPL or Spanish club will come calling, and of course, they will sell, make more money, get the money they sold the player could give them about 10, 15 more players. I mean, money to buy more 10, 15 players, keep them about 3 to 5 years.
They make
so much money. And it's a business. So they are doing what they need, what their philosophy is. Because an average German person, is focused on how do I put so much effort to, use a little to get much. That's their philosophy about business.
That's it, talking about the German Bundesliga there. And before we go, we talk about a player who was outstanding for his club as he won the Champions League, the Brazilian Vinicius Junior. Well, he's being courted by PSG. They are ready to offer him £34 million a year deal, 34 million. But he says, well, he will be staying with Real Madrid despite that particular contract offer from PSG. And I look at it this way. Is it a payback time? After all, they won't take Kylian Mbappe and they held him back. So coming for their own Vinicius Junior. Well, the young man said, well, I'm not going. I'm staying with Real Madrid. I don't mind how much you're offering me. £34 million a year. And I'm very sure they could be offering like 3 or 4.
Of course.
You can see the amount of money. But now that they've done their own with Mbappe, it's payback time.
Exactly. He's a young player. And these things that happen, just like what's happening with Hazard right now. I mean, since about 2 seasons ago, he has not been able to find his feet. It's not about moving from a club. It's also about going to a club where you will do better, or at least maintain momentum. So you will go for the money. I mean, when you get there, the style of play of the club may not suit your own style of play, as a person. So you begin to try to survive, try to cope and all. So he has seen that with Real Madrid, he's achieving. I mean, winning Champions League, winning
La Liga.
Spanish La Liga. I mean, he's doing a lot with the club already. So he needs to calm down. He's still young. In the next 2-3 years, he could
Blow enough to that level,
all of
yes.
this. So it's just for him to continue moving, because with Ancelotti, he's comfortable, he's playing conveniently, and their patterns, cross each of the sides, and they are moving on well. So what else?
So automatically it means it's better for him to stay. That decision to stay with Real Madrid is the best.
It's the better for him.
Not looking at the money, £34 million
he doesn't need the money.
After all.
The likes of Messi, Ronaldo, they should be looking for money, because they are towards the exit level. I mean, a player that is less than 25 looking for money, it makes no sense.
Makes no sense. That's it on 360 Sports concerning Vinicius Jr., who would rather stay with Real Madrid, the Los Merengues, than going to PSG to earn that amount of money. Well, wrapping it up on 360 Sports on Trust TV with Ikena Okonkwo. Thank you very much on the show.
Always a pleasure, Adeni.
Well, as we always say, we've been talking about all these stories, and we just wish Super Falcons all the best as they prepare ahead of AFCON, and wishing Golden Eagle the best as they fight out against Burkina Faso in the finals of the WAFU B Championship. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.